But statewide, pedestrian deaths are rising. But the minimum wage is only $7.50. I talked to someone whose life depends on getting help from the state. It could be 3 to 5 years before this airport looks any different. Both gubernatorial candidates, Chris Koster and Eric Greitens, were accused of handling dark money. Though she was happy to receive the award, she says she's just as proud of her small successes along the way. He says that none of the people involved in the shooting were residents of the community. I saw my Twitter feed turn to disappointment and fear. Donate all proceeds to the cause. KMUH's Carla Valcourt is in the studio. Even small steps like this one could make it impossible for some people with disabilities to get inside. When the governor released his budget yesterday, the cuts to higher education drew a great response, but his budget also included an over $50 million cut to the Department of Disability Services. I talked to someone whose life depends on getting help from the state.
I'm a quadriplegic and I'm paralyzed from the shoulders down, so I need help literally to live.
Governor Eric Greitens cut more than $50 million from the Division of Senior and Disability Services in his budget Thursday. The governor's new budget would mean fewer people are eligible for in-home care, which would cost the state less. Pun says this is the wrong way to go about balancing the budget.
I want to live in a country where we take care of everyone, and this could literally kill some people.
Other areas affected by the cuts are the salary in-home nurses would be paid. Pun told me he uses websites like Craigslist to find the in-home care he needs, but he realizes some nurses may not take the job because the state pays so little for in-home nurses. The cuts to in-home care are only for people who are on Medicaid, but Pun says the people with disabilities of his kind do not qualify for private insurance and must be on Medicaid. Pun says he would like to meet Governor Greitens so that he can come face to face with the people his budget cuts will affect. I reached out to the governor for comment on the budget cuts, but his office did not respond. From the newsroom, Felicia Lee, KMUH News. In October, KMUH reported both gubernatorial candidates, Chris Koster and Eric Greitens, were accused of handling dark money. Dark money is a practice politicians use to receive donations from organizations without reporting who the donors were. As governor, Eric Greitens is accused of the same offense, but after also promising ethics reform.
In our first executive order, we also slammed shut the revolving door between employees of the governor's office and lobbyists.
Governor Eric Greitens made this remark at the State of the State address on January 17th of this year. He campaigned on a platform of ethics reform at the Capitol, but some say he's doing just what he said he wouldn't.
I was really disappointed to hear about the New Missouri organization because back in November, Missourians voted overwhelmingly for campaign finance reform. And if this arrangement doesn't violate the letter of that law, it definitely violates the spirit of it.
Greitens' senior advisor founded the New Missouri organization, a nonprofit that promises to, quote, help push Governor Greitens' Republican agenda. Under Missouri Ethics Commission laws, nonprofits don't have to release who donates to them. This means the public may never know who's giving money to the governor.
The legislature, when they started the campaign finance rules back in the 90s, wanted to make sure that there was some transparency about the public being able to know who is supporting campaigns.
The governor has been vocal about not using state-funded transportation for his traveling. The founder of A New Missouri told the Kansas City Star the organization will pay for some of that travel, among other things. While this will save Missouri taxpayers money, voters may not ever find out exactly who is paying for it. And critics say there's a big difference between what the governor is saying.
We also know that too many good, strong public servants have come here only to see the will of the people obstructed and too often corrupted by insiders and by lobbyists.
And what he's doing.
Governor Greitens, you owe it to me as a citizen of Missouri, you owe it to everyone who voted for you to do what you promised to do and to make Jefferson City a clean and transparent environment, make sure that the voters can count on our representatives to actually represent the interests of the people. And so this setup is not something that gives us that image.
I reached out to the governor's office and the organization, but neither of them responded. You can find more on this issue at KOMU.com. In the newsroom, Felicia Lee, KOMU 8 News. for Ryan benefit event to donate all proceeds to the cause.